Hello, digital designers. I wanted to talk to you about Unit 7 photo montages, our Hannah Hope collages, and wanted to dig right in that before I move forward to our midterm portfolios. So that is to come very soon. So we have 4 people that submitted this assignment, and so let's take a look at Jenna first because she was the first to submit. So here's Jenna's. It's really fun. I see so many things that I recognize as kind of like symbols of our society. Certain things more so than others, and I also love that this is kind of it's kind of an amalgamation, I guess is a word for putting all of those things together with, of course we've got Jenna, can't miss Jenna, but I'll come back to that. And we've got the yellow brick road and, the beautiful flowers, and we're going to London here, and we're going to Italy, famous artworks of the world, and this beautiful rainbow sunset kind of a image, and there's our David, and it's funny that Jenna is kind of like, in front of the personal area. And then up here we've got gambling. So that, I think, I don't know if that's really front and center with this whole artwork. I think it's something that I looked at lastly. So here I am going through, my eye view, and I noticed David first, and then Jenna, and then I went down the yellow brick road, then I went to London, and then I saw a rainbow, and then, I kind of started to put this all together. And what really struck me the most, other than I love art history, and I love film history, and I love photography, and you put so many of those things into this single work. But my favorite thing about it is that you are inserting yourself into this history, this kind of timeline, and things that we all recognize, and you're doing it in kind of like it's almost like a golden ratio pattern where it's a spiral that takes my eye through it. So really, honestly, Jenna, I love everything about it. I love how you used the flowers here, and that kind of framed the important parts of the work. The only thing that I am curious about is, I guess, the dice, because for me they bring more questions than answers. So maybe you can just tell me what you were thinking about there, and we'll have more discussion about it, because I am very curious and very interested. But I think this is really a fun and exciting artwork. I love how you used this circular shape to emphasize that photograph in the center, and like I said, how you did some framing with the flowers. So several successes here, and I think it's competent. The composition is nicely arranged. So yeah, those are my thoughts, and I can't wait to hear your response. All right, ball's in your court. Okay, so our next person is Abby. And I'm excited that Abby got into this idea, because I know we all remember Abby and her epic movie poster, and how it had a kind of mystic little vibe going on, mysterious. I think those words are all related for a reason. And I really like, I mean, you got some comments about having the two moons in this landscape scene, and I think that really adds to it as well. I think it's fun, it's fantasy, it's, I have a few questions of my own, like, for instance, and you guys, I don't know if anyone is going to think of this, but you know how you really return to the things that you know when you're looking at an artwork, and the more time you spend with it, the more like little realizations that you have, connections to it. And it's like that with everything that you learn. Everything that you learn, you look at it, you bring what you know to it, and then you kind of break it down and put it together. So what I'm thinking about here with the building and the wavy lines and the way that you cut this castle and move the pieces around like a little puzzle, I couldn't get away from seeing like how this structure now has curves to it. So that immediately took me to like the Baroque era, and where they did actually have curves in buildings and in architecture, and it's kind of fascinating. So I just thought I would show you this, Abby, and see how you react to it, like if you had seen it before. Okay, hold on. Okay, so this is a structure by Borromini, and it's called San Carlo alla Quattro Fontaine, and I just immediately imagined it, and I wondered if you had ever seen it, because if you see, the wavy line and the way it appears to be cut into sections, and then it has, the same thing on the top of the building. So it's just, to me, I immediately went there. So I just, like I said, simple question. Had you seen it? So I don't know if I mentioned this is from the Baroque era, about 400 years ago. So just interesting, that it's funny because images stay with us in ways that other things don't. I think that we all have an incredible capacity for remembering images, and yeah, and smells, sounds, sights, all of our senses, but just wanted to mention that. Anyway, Abby, I probably went on way too long about that little art history fun connection that I had there. Oh my goodness. Sometimes you just get a little joy out of knowing things. And your dragon that's flying in, I kind of have to wonder. I mean, I guess I don't really wonder, but for me, the dragon reminds me of, I guess, one of the Harry Potter films. And then you've got kind of like this, it's like a western landscape, I guess, kind of Colorado-ish. And then you've got, this, so many things going on, you got like a little fog that's reminiscent of the UK, I guess. For some reason I'm thinking that. I don't know, it's funny just to go down that path of all the thoughts that you think when you're looking at something new. And yet your sky is pink. Very cute. Okay, I'm going to go on to our next person. Good job, Abby. And next we have Mariah. And Mariah, I think that you had a lot of fun here. I think this is so cute. And I honestly love that, and I've just got to throw this out there right in the beginning, that Jenna gave you some advice about cutting things out, you know, removing the background, because you do have some edges here, but I mean, they're not noticeable at first glance to me. Maybe just the bubbles, but what I look at when I see your artwork is it's kind of like a progression of things. So the alien is obviously the elephant in the room here, and then we go through the planets and bubbles, and there's a blue whale, and then we've got fish that are as big as a blue whale, and then the alien again, and then there's a submarine. So it's like travel, undersea travel, alien abduction, you know, with your little ray of I guess abduction. And so I have to tell you, we've been watching this show called Resident Alien, and if you're not familiar, you might enjoy that show. It's on what channel is that on? It's on Peacock. So I guess that's ABC? No, it's its own thing. Yeah, it's its own thing. So anyway, if you're not familiar, it is, you can look it up, Resident Alien. So this is really fun. I enjoyed this a lot. I think it's for fun more than raising a question about something in society or in the world, but it's more about recognition of media that we've seen, you know, visual media, things that we are familiar with, and we can kind of put together a quick story, so it's fun. So great job, Mariah. Okay, and then the last one is Alex, and Alex was thinking about putting together heaven and earth. And I like that you have a really strong color scheme here. So we're really all about the blue and this kind of gold, and that, I mean, a rich blue and a gold, it really does kind of echo the whole theme of heaven and earth. It really does. And so, I mean, I don't know if I want to take you through my thought process on this one because it's kind of funny. But when I was a kid, we used to watch this show called The Big Blue Marble. And we saw Earth from space. And so, you know, that is, it's a nostalgic connection for me, seeing Earth from space. So I enjoy that. And then you added this kind of soft area to the edges, which I'm going to guess was in using the eraser tool or perhaps the blur tool, and just to kind of soften edges and help with the transition into the clouds and above the clouds. And I am really curious about these images, you know, which appear to be actual buildings that have been turned into cartoons, and I kind of see your style with the drawn lines that connects me to your movie poster, and these appear to be actual photographs of architecture. And then, you know, have you made them into cartoons? Or I would love to hear more about that process. And then the shape of the windows, I mean, the first thing I saw was M for like the Golden Arches McDonald's, which I don't think that was what you were going for, but maybe I'm just hungry for dinner. But here you have that repeated kind of arch shape of the window, and that is reminiscent of castles and yeah, things like that. So I mean, I enjoy it. I do. I think my eye is led. It's a little bit on the simplistic side, but I am totally okay with that because of the other elements really show me the work that you put into it, and I do want to definitely hear more about how you created this look. I think that that is the spectacular part of it for me. And I do love a real photograph of a cloud, of course. And the blurred edges and bringing that all together, which I think was, it was a good way of thinking about how to put these images together as one, you know, one complete artwork. So, and then I have to tell you, this is probably funny or silly, but I notice the Earth seems to have a face. It's got, you know, eyes, nose, and, you know, I'm not sure what's going on down here, but it appears to be smiling. But that might just be me. So anyway, Alex, I think this is very interesting. I am curious about this background. That appears to be fabric, perhaps, or maybe you just chose a texture. So please talk to me about your choices, because I am interested. I am invested and I want to hear more. Okay, everybody, I'll be sending you an announcement about this video and our upcoming midterm progress reports. Okay, I will talk to you all soon. Bye-bye.